everyone, and welcome back to the Clairpoint podcast with me, your host, Randy P. How you guys all doing out there? Everything good, Shway, crispy, Irie? You know what we're usually here for, which is the podcast. Welcome again to episode 3. Now you can see I'm donned in blue today. Blue, da boo dee da boo die, da boo dee da boo die, da boo dee da boo die. I'm actually getting ready to go out. So obviously this episode, I'm trying to zoom through this episode because I've got to go. Zoom down a rabbit hole. More women, more alcohol, yeah, all of that. Do you know what I mean? But let's get straight into it and come on to some random questions and all of that today. But before we get onto that, just wanted to say rest in peace to Sven-Goran Eriksson. It's a pity to hear what happened, and thoughts with his family and prayers go out to all that's affected by it. So rest in peace to him. You know, former England manager, as we know, was manager for multiple teams around the world, especially in Europe. So rest in peace, Sven-Goran Eriksson, and also to Psycho Sid as well, aka Sid Justice, aka Sid Udi. You know, the wrestler, Psycho Sid. Rest in peace to him as well. Cool. All right, let's get on to these random weird questions as we usually start off with. So we come on to, would you rather have smelly feet or bad breath? Well, let me tell you what. I think my feet do the pongy thing as well, especially after I've played football. The feet do the madness. It starts to smell quite weird and quite awkward. So I'll probably stick with the smelly feet, to be honest, because generally you can get used to them. Do you know what I mean? You probably give them a bit of a wipe and then the pong might go for a bit, but then it still might come back. But then you can spray some after spray and stuff underneath the feet. With the mouth, no matter how much stuff you use, when you're trying to kiss a gal, it's not going to look right. Do you know what I mean? And then she's tasting all those flavours, and it's not like the Craig David stuff. What's your flavour? Do you know what I mean? What's your flavour? Oh, it's not that. It's the pongy stuff, the down the river stuff, the Thames stuff. That's what it is. It's stinking, smelling, looking all brown and that. Do you know what I mean? And that's right there a problem and a disaster right there and then. She's not going to want any more of what the Randy Prizzle's got to offer, and that's what it is. If I had bad breath, so I'm just saying, you know, I'm not saying I do, but I'm just saying if that was the case. But anyways, let's move on to the next question. Would you rather communicate telepathically or know every single language on the planet? I think if you know every single language on the planet, you can communicate with anyone. Do you know what I mean? People will call you a specialist. Do you know what I mean? Like Jose Mourinho, you know, you're a specialist in something. Do you know what I mean? You're just out here spreading the word, telling people, and, you know, especially showing up in the restaurants, as I said, Chinese restaurants and that. You know, you can sit there and pretend like you don't know the language and they're saying bad stuff about you. Be like, oi, you know what I mean? All of that to them. And then be like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, fuck you. You know what I mean? Motherfucker, don't fucking talk like that to me, you bastard. You know what I mean? All of that. And that's what it will be. Do you know what I mean? They'll be shocked. They'll be surprised. But especially, you know what I mean? You go to Italy and then they're trying to say something like, you know what I mean? And you're trying to explain to them. And then they're looking at you like you're an idiot. And then they're trying to cuss you out in the language and you just bust a little, you know, ciao bella to them. You know what I mean? Make these motherfuckers see what's going on. So they're going to be like, whoa, do you know what I mean? So that's the good thing, to surprise these people. You know what I mean? So I think I'll go with the language, 100%. So would you rather run into an alien or Bigfoot? Do you know what it is? I think if you have a shotgun on you, the easiest thing probably will be to take out is Bigfoot, because the alien, you don't know if the alien could do the telepathically madness to you, get you doing all sorts of things to yourself, you know what I mean, like a Freaky Friday sort of thing, switching bodies with you and that, you know what I mean, and then you're there left in the alien skin and it's parading around like you, do you know what I mean? I generally wouldn't want that, do you know what I mean? No chance at all. So Bigfoot I think will be easier, because I think Bigfoot, if you have like a, as I said, gun or a shank on you, it's more easier to probably stop Bigfoot. Probably still come after you doing all this noises like or whatever the noise Bigfoot does, but I think it probably would do some madness, sounding like a, you know, a creature from the deep blue lagoon and all of that. You know what I mean? Kind of ready to just hurt you and that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So one of them ones. But anyways, would you rather uncontrollably break into song or unexpectedly lose your voice? The song thing. You know me, you see me just do it just now. I could do it. Keep up, let me lose my breath. Do you know what I mean? I do the singing thing. Sometimes it just comes to mind. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm just here sometimes, and a random song will just come to my head, and I'm just like, oh. Literally, Kylie Minogue just came to my head right now. I can't get you out of my head. It just is what it is. You know, the music just hits, man, and when it hits me, I just think of immediately a song title that can go with that kind of line right there and then. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. So it's kind of like that, the ludicrous stuff. When I move, you move. Just like the do you know what I mean? It is what it is. So yeah, man, the singing thing, 100%. Would you rather bounce off every surface you touch or never be able to jump again? Uh But if you bounce off every surface you touch, wouldn't you just get injured? Do you know what I mean? When you hurt yourself, be like a bouncing castle and that. If you'll be able to bounce around like the Wayne Wonder song, bounce along, darling, you can turn me on, bounce along, dee all of that. But yeah, if you're able to do that, then cool. But I don't think you would be. I think you'll be able to hurt yourself. So that's why for me, personally, I will just go with the never be able to jump again. I think, cool. If you can't jump, then it is what it is. I don't play basketball, so I'm cool with it. Do you know what I mean? For football reasons, obviously, if I couldn't run or I couldn't, dribble or couldn't try to find the top corner of my right foot or something, then I'd be a bit peed. Do you know what I mean? I'd be a bit pissed off. But jumping, it's overrated at times, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Especially if you're not in the Olympics, you're not doing anything that's obviously sporting wise where it involves jumping, like trampolining or one of them, then I can leave that out completely. So yeah, would you rather have a 1 minute conversation with your past self or your future self? Hmm. Past. Yeah. I think past, yeah. Just be like, be braver. Do you know what I mean? Just take more risks. Don't be afraid to take more risks. Do you know what I mean? I think that's probably one advice I'd give myself back in those days. Just believe in yourself a lot more. Take more risks, and yeah, just go for what you want. You know what I mean? Go and get that girl you always wanted. Do you know what I mean? Because nowadays, you ain't getting nothing. Do you know what I mean? There's no girl on your line right now. There's no hotline bling. Do you know what I mean? No Drake stuff. We're on the hotline bling. There's nothing. Do you know what I mean? I'm just left in the dark. Do you know what I mean? Lonely, I'm so lonely. I have nobody. All of that. Do you know what I mean? That's just generally what it is. But hey, man's on the Lincoln Ting vibe. I'm trying to see what gal I can get and I can make my own, and we can see what's going on from there. So it is what it is. There, it is what it is. Yes, we'll come to one more and then we'll move on. Would you rather be constantly sticky or constantly itchy? Itchy and scratchy show and all that. Let's go with the sticky. I've had the itchy stuff before, and believe me, it's not nice. I think when you're sticky, people stick to you like glue, like the Sean Paul song. I don't want to damn the people shit, but I want to get my damn do. Then I got to stick to my girl like glue, and I'm a Monopoly number two. But I love my friend that I'm the woody, all of that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. All right, the last one. Comes to the last one. Would you rather know what your pets think of you, or never hear from them? Never heard them speak. I don't have pets, so I couldn't give a shit. Let's be honest. Fuck them. Do you know what I mean? Pets are. Listen, to maintain a pet is a lot of money. You know what I mean? Man don't have all that peas to maintain no pets. Do you know what I mean? Listen, man's not going to be on that John Wick thing if they go and murk a pet. Do you know what I mean? Listen, it'd be obviously sad in that, but listen, allow it. Do you know what I mean? It's just look, they murked a family member, obviously that's a different story, but you know what I mean? Yeah, excuse the noise out there. As I said, I'm not alone. It's just things that I'm going through. It is what it is here. So, it's a rough edge podcast. You know, it's not the smooth sailing. Everything's gonna go like it's on the sailing away stuff, like the song "Sail Away, Sail Away, Sail." We're not doing the smooth sail. It's all gonna do the whole choppy and all bumping and that. Do you know what I mean? We're doing the wave lift stuff around here. Do you know what I mean? All of that earthquake up in here, like like the song. Yeah, I can make the earthquake up in here. Say yeah, all of that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's that. We've come to the end of the questions, and that's it. We're gonna move forward to chat what I've been watching. So, generally, what I've been watching, I have been watching obviously the Love Is Blind, the UK one. So I think I'm on episode 4 now. So not too much to discuss much in there. It's still a madness, darling. Do you know what I mean? You can see certain people's eyes are doing the wandering thing. Do you know what I mean? So keeping up to date with that one, it is what it is there. You know, not much to discuss there, but it's still looking like it's juicy. Do you know what I mean? So we're waiting for the big explosions to arrive and see what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Punch ups and that. We're just waiting to see that. That's what I'm interested in. I want to see the drama. If the drama ain't happening, then you're probably going to lose man's interest. This is what I watch these shows for. The drama. Do you know what I mean? And that's what's always going to get me interested. There ain't no drama, then leave it. Do you know what I mean? Forget about it. All that. But anyways, another show I've been watching. Obviously, I've been rewatching the series How to Get Away with Murder. It's a really good program. Big up to Viola Davis. She does her thing in that program. You know what I mean? She obviously plays a lawyer for the people who don't know. And she's one that gets in a lot of trouble if you're thinking about scandal and all that. Kind of like the Olivia Pope thing. You know what I mean? The Kerry Washington stuff. You want to call it that. The Forgiving Kerry Washington like later appears in one of the shows. So it's a good little thing to watch if you obviously are watching shows. I'm watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventures because obviously I just kind of started watching that. It's hilarious. It's crazy as well. It's just JoJo. Yes, we got to stop. We got to get the fact we got to stop Dio. JoJo. Craziness, madness, insane, hilarious. All of that and the above, and obviously, you know, the challenge is coming back. I spoke briefly on it last week that I'm a challenge guy. I like the challenge, and I think it's cool to see it back. You know, season 40, I believe it is, and you know, from all eras, it's about to go down. You're getting the legends mixed with the young guns and mixed with the people of different eras and different periods, from 1 to 10. 10 to 20, 20 to 30, and 30 to 40 all compete, and it's looking mad. It's looking good indeed. It's looking good. I like it a lot. Do you know what I mean? I like them challenges, you know, things like Fear Factor, as I said, Big Brother, all of that draws me in. You know what I mean? I like when there's drama or when there's competition within a reality TV series settings. That's what I'm a big fan of. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of it unfold and what more goes down. So movies. Well, obviously, I'm interested in watching the Axel F. I haven't watched it yet. I'm obviously looking forward to coming to watch that. It obviously has come on my radar, but I've had other stuff to watch and I've had other things to do, so I've had time to come and try to watch that. But before next week, hopefully, I should have watched it. I should have probably reviewed it. You would see it on the channel. You know what I mean? The forgetting the review show that I do. The Screen Point, there you go, which is going to be right here on the Randy Prizzle channel. Hopefully should have that up within a week or two before this episode, hopefully. If not, then it will be somewhat around it. So we're going to try and make that happen and try to watch that. So you got the Axel F and all of them settings there. The Union as well, something I want to watch. So that's something that's on my radar and on my list as well. So yeah, that's another thing that I'm interested in obviously checking out too. I'm forgetting something. I saw a trailer recently for something, but I've forgotten what the trailer was. As I said, my brain, bruv, as I said, when you suffer from migraines, you do forget things, so you have to excuse me. You know, this is one of them things that it's just going to come to mind, and I'm just going to have to lay it on the line when I remember. If I don't, it is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think I've waffled on enough about the programs I'm currently watching. You know what I mean? Catching up with The Apprentice as well. That's another program I'm watching. Married at First Sight. There's another one. I've forgotten what the other one was. But yeah, that's all in abundance of the shows that I am watching. But yeah, you comment below on your thoughts on what I said before and the would you rather questions and the shows. You can put your comments below. You can keep them to yourself. Something I used to say back when it was just the voice podcast, of this season 1. But now I guess I'll bring that back for season 2 and all of that. So, anyways, let's move on. And we come now to the Premier League and obviously the results that happened in the Premier League. So, obviously we're going to do the voice. I'm going to bring the voice back and we're going to do it. So let's get on to that. Premier League. Let's try and see if that's the right day. It could be the wrong one. Try to give me match day 1. This son of a bitch. But anyways, yes, match day 2. We are here. Brighton 2, Man United 1. Tottenham 4, Everton 0. Crystal Palace 0, West Ham 2. Southampton 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Fulham 2, Leicester City 1. Man City 4, Ipswich Town 1. Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 2. Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1. Glasses made it look like it was a 0, but it is what it is, a 1. But yeah, Wolves 2, Chelsea 6, Liverpool 2, Brentford 0. Obviously, it's a good result there for some teams in the Premier League. Brighton beating Man United at home. I think a lot of people probably wouldn't have expected that to happen, but this is Man United, and obviously Man United were getting all haps. They won last week with a late goal by Xerxes, so most of their fans were all talking, getting excited, getting haps, thinking it was going to happen for them this season, that they were going to walk over Brighton. But where did they walk? They walked alone, like Liverpool. But anyways, you know what I mean? Tottenham winning 4-0 against Everton. Listen, Everton, it's not looking good at all for Everton. I think they're probably one of the favourites to go down, to be honest. I'm just not convinced with what they're doing. You know what I mean? And obviously it's disgraceful as well. Let's talk about the whole train settings thing, where the people them turned up, to abuse the players. Listen, it's fucked up. That's all I have to say there. But it was only looking like it was one fan that was heckling. He looked like he was off his face, on gear and stuff. Man was just doing all of that the night before and then literally just completely out of it. Do you know what I mean? His face was red as a flipping, what's his name? His own ballsack or something. Do you know what I mean? He looked red as anything. I'm like, bruh, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? But he's all waffling and talking all these nonsense about, you the guy's upset, where's the passion, all of this, what I mean? I'm trying to do the whole Liverpool accent. In my brain, it's not coming to me. Yeah, lad, what are you going to do, lad? You can't say, you go out there and you don't pay all that money, lad. What are you going out there, lad? It's not right, lad. You're not lad. How are you going to do it like that, lad? That's probably not Liverpool accent, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Hey, Rav, I never said I was good at doing a Liverpool accent, but hey, you know what? So what? But yeah, but Everton, it's not looking great for them. But that man is a disgrace that was at the train station giving them a stick and that. You literally waited up all night, or literally on that day, to go and abuse them. For what reason? Like, it's craziness. Some of these fans are insane. Yeah, they take football so seriously, and I get it. I can understand you're passionate about your club, cool. But to abuse the fans directly in their face, I mean, it's fair enough. You can say to them, yeah, guys, come on, man. Like, what happens? You know what I mean? You'd want some answers, but to heckle them and try and cuss them out and say all of this noise and that, it just doesn't look right at all. You look like a plum. That's what I'm saying. You look like a plum. Your colour of you looked like you was going to be a plum afterwards, because you were all stewing in the face. It looked like, someone was going to turn you into a tomato very soon. But all of that waffling was just noise. It was pointless. You were going nowhere with it very fast. Do you know what I mean? So I don't understand Why? It's just attention seeking, turning attention on yourself. But anyways, he's a donut, and that's all I've got to say on that. Let's move on. Crystal Palace, listen, they lost at home. West Ham obviously did them. Jared Bowen scoring. Um, I can't remember the other scorer, but yes, and that too. Nottingham Forest, obviously, good win for them. Gibbs White getting himself a goal in the second half. So again, good result for Nottingham Forest. I saw a draw on this, but Nottingham Forest getting the win. Fulham beating Leicester. Emil Smith Rowe scoring as well as Iwobi. Two former Arsenal guys. Innocent, happy for them. It's sad as well to see Smith Rowe not play for Arsenal anymore. But I'm glad to see him in a place where he's gone there and he seems to be doing okay. And hopefully he can do well for the remainder of the season for Fulham. So big up to Emil Smith Rowe. Man City winning routine. I think I called it as well that they'll beat them 4-1 because I knew it. They're going to roll them over like the National Lottery. Do you know what I mean? And that's what was going to happen. They're going to roll them out like Ludacris' song. Roll out, nah, me and my homies. I knew it. Do you know what I mean? Ipswich Town never had a cat in hell's chance. Do you know what I mean? They didn't have a chance. A Scooby-Doo, they had none of that. Do you know what I mean? And I think they're probably one of the favourites to go down. Let's be honest. Do you know what I mean? I think them, Everton, I'll probably say it's between Southampton and Nottingham Forest. So for me, them lot, they got problems. Do you know what I mean? Like the Saturday song, me and my heart, we got issues. They got issues. And that's just what it is there. So yeah, Arsenal winning against Villa. Listen, it was hairy, I'm not going to lie about it, but we got the win. Do you know what I mean? Thomas Partey scoring and Leandro Trossard comes to the bench to score as well. To be honest, I'll look at it and say, this guy does need to start Adam Martinelli. I think he does. I think he does indeed, because he comes off and he saves us, and I don't think the manager seems to appreciate him a lot more than what Martinelli's doing right now. I mean, Trossard's coming off and he seems to be saving us, and he seems to be the natural finisher in this squad. The guy is probably one of the guys, apart from Bukayo Saka, who can seem to be scoring and getting the finishing right for our team. Do you know what I mean? Getting into positions and making it end up in the back of the net. So for me, it's a non-brainer for him to be starting, ahead of Martinelli. I mean, I look at it and say Martinelli should be coming off the bench and being an impact sub, to be honest, because I think Martinelli, he's just not looked the same, and that's just where I'm concerned about it. And I think when you've got Trossard, who's ready to go, should be starting now, and that's just my thoughts on that. Eddie Nketiah as well, let's come on to that too. I was a bit annoyed when he declined to go to Nottingham Forest, because I was thinking, we're going to finally get this money, this guy's going to go, and he decided not to accept the bid. My face was like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? What are you doing, Eddie Nketiah? But it seems like he could be in. Crystal Palace looks like they're going to cough up and give the 30 million, and he could be on his way. So, as I said, I'm happy for the guy. Let him go and play some regular football somewhere where I think is where the level Eddie Nketiah generally is at. Do you know what I mean? I think he generally is at the bottom of the table, sort of, tier. I don't think he can probably get into the top 10, 8, but I think bottom of the tier is generally where he is. I'm not saying Crystal has no disrespect to them. I think they're top 10-ish, so I think that's why I said it suits him more to go to one of these clubs that's kind of in the top 10. I think he's going to do well there. I think he's got competition there as well from other people, but he needs to go there and he needs to be banging goals in. But there's not going to be much pressure on him when he goes there. I think he could be able to thrive there. So good luck to him. So as much as I've cussed him and said, fuck out my club, it's true, I wanted him to fuck out. But I also want him to do very well for himself in his own personal life. He's a nice guy, just not good enough for Arsenal. Just all I'm saying, and I'm saying it clearly. So yeah. Newcastle, Bournemouth, drawing. Newcastle saving themselves, late goal. Is a surprise, to be honest. I think I called that Newcastle probably get a win, but they ended up drawing the game. It is what it is, but keep on and keep moving. Chelsea, battering Wolves. I didn't see that one coming. I thought we'd get a draw there because obviously Chelsea got a leaky defence like a tap. Do you know what I mean? Just a running water tap. Chelsea are leaking in defence, but Wolves, yeah, they're another team that seem to be can't defend, and the 6-2 result is a good one for Chelsea. You know what I mean? It gives them some big momentum. Obviously signing Yao Felix as well, returning for them. Pedro Neto as well, assisting against his former team. You know what I mean? Yeah, and Noni Madueke as well, getting himself a hat-trick. Who saw that coming? Do you know what I mean? So, and Cole Palmer as well, balling out too. You know what I mean? Getting himself like 3 assists and that. So, listen, Chelsea are on the rise, and I think they're one of the teams that could really surprise us this season. A lot of people have counted them out and gone, "Oh, fuck Chelsea," do you know what I mean? But I think they could sneak into that top 6. I think they could even probably challenge for a top 5, top 4. It's one of them ones, but I still think that it depends on the manager, it depends on the system for Chelsea, it depends on how they roll. You know what I mean? It's like the Loic Essien song, and that's just how we roll, and that's just how we roll, and that's just how we roll. It depends on that. Do you know what I mean? But Chelsea looked impressive in that game. They did. I can't lie. Liverpool beating Brentford 2-0, you know what I mean? Salah scoring again, you know what I mean? And all of that. So it's good for them. And Liverpool doing what Liverpool needs to do. And I said they were going to be up there. So it's no surprise to me that Liverpool ended up winning that game against Brentford. So obviously, first half I think was a bit hairy. But again, Liverpool managed to show their quality and their class. And obviously prevail and get through the game. All right, we come obviously now to Randy Prizzle predicts. So my predictions for match day 3 will come on to the first game to predict on that Saturday, the 31st of August at 12:30 p.m, which is Arsenal versus Brighton. Now, this is going to be a game that I think we can win. But I think Brighton are also going to be very tough. You know what I mean? They had a good result, against Man United, so they'll be buoyed up for this game, especially coming to the Emirates. But it's a different story coming to the Emirates than if we were going there. I think we will win this game. I wouldn't underestimate Brighton. I think they'll end up getting a goal like Welbeck or someone would score against us. It's probably written in the stars from like Tiny Temper song. Written in the stars, a million miles away, a message to the main. Oh, all of that. But yeah, I think it's going to be hairy. I think we'd score and then they'd score. So it'd be a 1-1 and then second half will come out and just blitz them. And then we get 2. So I'm going for like a 3-1 Arsenal. Nottingham Forest versus Wolves. To be honest, Wolves should respond to this one, to be honest. I know it's away from home, but Nottingham Forest are one of them teams that I just don't think Nottingham Forest are going to do much in this league, to be honest. And if they get results, it'll probably be a draws or something. I don't think they're going to draw this game, though. I think they'll fight, but I think it's going to be 2-1 Wolves. Leicester City versus Aston Villa. Now, this is a game that you expect Villa to probably beat Leicester at, but it's kind of a derby, isn't it? So, Midlands derby, isn't it? So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it will be a Villa win. Just very tight win, though. I see Leicester scoring, yeah, Vardy. Vardy probably grab one or one of their wingers. So, yeah, Villa would need to respond as well. After losing to us, I think Villa would respond. I'm looking at a 2-1. 2-1 Aston Villa. Yeah, 2-1. Ipswich Town versus Fulham. I'm going to go for Fulham winning this one. I know it's away at Ipswich, but I think Fulham will win that one. Maybe a 1-0 Fulham. 1-0 I'm going to go for. Brentford versus Southampton. Brentford could turn it on against Southampton. They're at home. They seem to be a team that fight well at home. So I'm going to go for Brentford in this one. A tight one. I think a 1-0 Brentford. Everton versus Bournemouth. This is still a Saturday game, 3 p.m. kickoff. I'm going to go for a draw. I just see a draw written on this one, to be honest. 1-1. West Ham versus Man City. Could this be the game the Hammers maybe beat City? It's at home. There's a big hope there. Nah. City going to walk all over them. 3-0 Man City. Yeah, 3-0. 3-0. I see it. You know. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. This could be a very tight game, to be honest, but it's at Chelsea's ground, so I would edge it just Chelsea. I mean, depends if they've signed Nketiah by that time, and Nketiah comes back to haunt. Could be problems. He could come back to haunt Chelsea. It depends. I think if Nketiah is signed before then and plays against Chelsea, he's going to want to bag himself some goals against Chelsea, and I think he'll get one. I'm looking at a draw if Nketiah plays. If he doesn't, I think Chelsea will win. I'm going to go 1-0 Chelsea. Newcastle versus Tottenham. This is a tight game. It's up at Newcastle. Newcastle beat them before, so it's one of them games that Newcastle can own again. I would go for a draw. I'm going to go for a draw. 1-1. Man United, Liverpool, the game of the weekend, which is on Sunday. Sorry, the Newcastle Tottenham game is also on a Sunday, and the Chelsea versus Crystal Palace game is also on a Sunday as well. Man United, Liverpool is on at 4 p.m. This one's hard to call because it's at Man United's ground. Man United will obviously want to be buoyed up for this game after they lost late on to Brighton, so they're going to want to put that right. Would they put that right? This is a tough one, to call, because it could go either way. But I think Liverpool would have the edge because United are going to play some of these unknown guys that, Xerxes and these guys haven't been in this kind of situation before. So I'm going to edge Liverpool on this one. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool with that one. And that's it for my predictions. And that's it for the end of the podcast. So I'd like to thank you all for tuning into this episode of the Clarepoint Podcast. I appreciate your time and all of that. You know what to do. The link below and all of that. As I said, you can follow, check it out, like if you liked this episode. Previous episodes on there. This is episode 3, by the way, so you can check out 2 and 1 if you want to, or anything else that's on the Randy Prizzle channel. So big up to you again for watching this. Thank you, and you know what we usually do here when we finish. Peace, love, unity, and have fun, and you're either all in or clear out. Oh, yes, I had to switch the camera back on because I did forget to talk briefly just about All In. Now, All In, wrestling event. For some people who don't watch wrestling, you can turn this off right now. Probably isn't for you. Just skip to the part where I said All In, clear up, and that. But thoroughly enjoyed All In. I think it was brilliant. Match of the night for me. There were multiple matches of the night. I enjoyed Darby Allin versus Jack Perry. Thought that was a good match. I enjoyed Swerve versus Bryan Danielson. Thought that was good, and I enjoyed the Casino Royale battle match. So I thought that was good as well. Yes, I don't have the shades. I've got my, so you can see past my shades. You can see past them now. So it is what it is. But those are what I enjoyed. I thought they were great. I thought they were good, and the event overall was amazing. Weakest match on the card, probably the Hook Jericho match. I think that one was probably the weakest match on the card. But overall, it was a good event. If I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a solid. I'll give it an 8.8. Maybe an 8. No, 8.7. 8.6. I think 8.8 is a bit too kind. 8.6. I think it was solid. I just think there was a few matches that were a bit touchy. The women's match was still decent between Toni Storm and Mariah May. But yeah, and good surprises. Obviously in the Casino Battle Royal, I enjoyed that because of the surprises that happened in there as well. Ricochet obviously coming, and Nigel McGuinness taking part in it as well. Who knew that was going to happen? So overall, and obviously let's not forget the return of Jamie Hayter. So overall, the event, yeah, 8.6, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was good. Sting as well, turned as well. So Sting, forget that. So yeah, man. Overall, very good. 8.6, and that's the final report. Till next time, in the next episode.